Hi students, welcome back. So at some point I'm going to teach you how to draw prisms and pyramids. Not in a video though, I'll do that in class. So remind me in class if I forget. So next part here for 10.1, I just thought you needed a little break in the middle of the video there. It gets to be a long one, a lot of information today. We learn about a net. Not the girl's name Annette, but a net. So what a net is a diagram of all the surfaces of a three-dimensional figure that can be folded to form the figure. So it's all the parts if we kind of unfold the figure. To identify a three-dimensional figure from a net, you count the faces and then identify the shape of those faces and match that to whatever the shape would have to be. So let's take a look here. I notice I have 6 squares. So the figure made from 6 squares is a cube. Number 12 here, we've got 1 circle and then kind of like an almost triangle. So if it's a circle, it's going to be a cylinder or a cone. And then an almost triangle means that we'd have a vertex right here. So this would make a cone. Now a cross section of a figure is the intersection of the figure and a plane. So imagine if you have a figure and then you take a machete and you slice it. The shape that is on the new base where the knife or the machete touched, that is called the cross section. So here, this greenish plane here is like where the machete touches. So if it only touches at this little spot right here, the cross section would be a point, because that's the only place your machete touched that cone is at that point. Now with number 14, if the green plane is your machete, then your machete touched all of these parts right here. So the cross section here would be a pentagon. What I'd like you to do is think about something for a second. If my cross section went this way instead, what shape would my cross section be? So depending on how I cut the shape, what is my cross section? Just think about it for a little bit. Okay, lastly here, it says a piece of cheese is a prism with equilateral triangular bases. How can you slice the cheese to make each shape? So if I have this triangular prism and I slice it this way, here's my cross section right here. So that's how I would make an equilateral triangle. To describe that, I would call that horizontal with the base. So that's how I would make slices in the cheese to make equilateral triangles. Now, if I wanted rectangular pieces of cheese, then I would instead cut this way. See how now my cross section is a rectangle? So I would call that perpendicular to the base. Or no, sorry, not horizontal. Oh my goodness, no wonder why I'm losing it. It should be parallel to the base. Sorry about that. Parallel to the base and perpendicular to the base. There is your homework. Please get started in class, and I will see you either tomorrow or Wednesday. Have a fabulous day.